You want to know why some people get chased by the people they desire and others sit around waiting for something to happen? It's not because they're prettier, richer, or luckier. It's because they understand one fundamental thing that literally everyone else is missing. And once you get this, everything changes. The only thing you need to manifest is a decision. That's it. Not 10 techniques, not monthly planners, not vision boards collecting dust on your wall. A decision. One solid, unwavering decision. I'm going to tell you something that's going to either click for you or it's going to trigger you. And that's actually the point. Most of you are making manifestation so complicated that you've turned what should be the easiest thing in your life into this mysterious puzzle that only certain people can solve. But you're wrong about that. Manifestation isn't mystical. It's not complicated. It's actually embarrassingly simple. And the reason you haven't gotten what you want is because you haven't actually decided that you have it yet. You're still living in the question. You're still living in hope. You're still living as someone who doesn't have it. And guess what? That's exactly what you keep getting. Think about this for a second. When you go to a restaurant and you decide you want pasta, you don't sit there saying, I hope they make my pasta. Maybe they'll cook it for me. I'm not sure if I deserve this pasta. You decide. You order. You know it's coming. You're not checking the kitchen every 5 seconds wondering if the food is being prepared. You're not doubting whether your order went through. You're just sitting there knowing that your pasta is coming. That's the energy you need to bring to everything you desire. The problem is that you've been taught to doubt yourself. You've been taught that wanting something means you don't have it. So you keep affirming it, keep visualizing it, keep trying to convince yourself and the universe that it's real. But here's what nobody tells you. The universe doesn't need convincing. You're not sending out an application to the universe hoping you get selected. You are the universe. You're literally the one creating all of this. The only person you need to convince is yourself. The only person whose permission you need is yours. Let me ask you something. How do you actually feel about yourself right now? And I don't mean what you tell people. I mean in your inner world. In those moments when nobody's watching and you're just alone with your thoughts. Do you actually believe you're the type of person who gets chosen? Do you genuinely think you're worthy of being chased by someone desirable? Or are you carrying around this little voice that says, yeah, but not me. Maybe for other people, but I'm different. I have too much baggage. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not successful enough yet. If that voice is there, then that's your problem. That's literally the only problem. Because here's the thing nobody wants to hear. Whatever you believe about yourself is what shows up in your life. I don't care what you're visualizing, what affirmations you're saying, what techniques you're using. If deep down you don't think you're worthy of being wanted, then the universe, which is really just you projecting your inner world outward, is going to make damn sure that nobody wants you. That's not punishment. That's just law. That's just how this works. Your self-concept creates your reality. Full stop. You might be walking around doing everything right on the surface. You might be affirming every day. You might be visualizing every night. You might be manifesting like your life depends on it. But then what happens for the rest of your day? How are you actually perceiving yourself when you're living your normal life? Are you catching yourself in limiting thoughts? Are you watching your inner dialogue? Are you still thinking like someone who has to convince people to like you? Are you still acting like someone who's not sure if they're enough? Because if you are, then that's the version of reality that's going to show up no matter how many times you visualize. This is why some people can manifest something literally overnight and other people are still waiting after months or even years. It's not because one person is more spiritual or more in tune or more deserving. It's because one person decided and stayed decided. One person assumed it was already real and didn't waver. One person walked around thinking like someone who already has it. And the other person is still sitting in doubt, still checking for signs, still looking at the 3D for proof, instead of just deciding that it's already done. You have to understand that creation is finished the moment you decide. The moment you make that decision, that's it. It's not on its way. It's not being prepared. It's not something that might happen. It's already done. Now the 3D just has to catch up. That's literally all that's happening. You're not waiting for something to materialize. You're waiting for physical reality to conform to what you've already decided is real. So let's get practical here, because this is where people get lost. You want to be chased by someone desirable, okay? Stop visualizing them chasing you. Stop trying to convince yourself that they want you. Stop checking your phone to see if they texted. All of that is you living in the lack of it. Instead, decide that you're the type of person who is always wanted. Decide that being chosen is just what happens for you. Decide that you're irresistible, and then walk around like that's your truth. Not like you're trying to convince yourself, like it's already established fact. When a thought comes up that contradicts that, and it will, just acknowledge it and move on. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to force positivity. You don't have to do anything except decide again. The thought that says, but what if they don't want me, comes up. You just think, they do. And that's what I know to be true. That's it. You're not trying to manifest it. You're not trying to make it happen. You're just persistent in what you've already decided is true. And here's what really matters. You have to actually feel the difference between being someone who wants something and someone who has something. Those are two different vibrational states. Someone who wants is desperate. They're checking, they're hoping, they're uncertain. Someone who has is relaxed. They're certain. They're not worried. Which version of you is going to attract someone who wants you? Obviously, the one who already knows they're wanted. Stop overcomplicating this. Stop looking for the magic technique. Stop jumping from coach to coach, looking for someone to tell you it's possible. Of course it's possible. You already do this every single day without even thinking about it. You decided what time you'd wake up, and you woke up around that time. You decided you were hungry, and your body felt hunger. You decided what you believe about other people, and you see evidence of those beliefs everywhere. You're manifesting constantly. You've been doing it your whole life. The only difference now is you're gonna do it consciously and you're gonna do it with intention. Someone desirable chasing you isn't some impossible fantasy. It's a simple result of you assuming and persisting in the assumption that you're the type of person who gets chased. That's the only thing you need. One decision, one assumption, one commitment to thinking like the person who already has it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for the right time. Decide right now that this is who you are, and then live like it's true, because the moment you do, it is. Now, let me address something, because I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but what about my past? What about all the times people didn't want me? What about my insecurities? And yeah, I get it. You have a history. You have experiences where you felt rejected, where you felt not good enough, where nobody seemed to want you. But here's the thing you need to understand. That was the old you. That was the version of you who was operating from a different belief system. And the beautiful part about manifestation, about being the one who creates your reality, is that you get to consciously choose to leave that person behind. You don't have to drag that story into your present moment. You don't have to carry that weight forward. This is actually the most important part, because this is where the real work happens. Your past doesn't determine your future unless you decide it does. Your old experiences don't define who you are now, unless you keep telling yourself that they do. And I know that sounds simple, maybe even dismissive of what you've been through, but it's not. I'm not telling you to ignore what happened. I'm telling you to stop letting it be the narrative of who you are right now. The people who manifest their desires quickly aren't the people with perfect lives and no trauma. They're the people who decided that their past doesn't get to write their future. They looked at everything they've experienced, everything that made them feel small or unworthy, and they said, okay, I see you, I acknowledge you, but that's not who I am anymore. And then they walk around as someone new, someone who's whole, someone who's enough, someone who's worthy of being wanted. This is why affirmations work, by the way. It's not some magical incantation. It's you literally reprogramming your brain by choosing new thoughts. Every single time you say, I am wanted, you're not trying to convince the universe. You're convincing yourself. You're building a new neural pathway. You're training your brain to think like someone who's already been chosen. And the more you do it, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, you won't have to force it anymore. You'll just naturally think like someone who's desirable, because that's who you've decided to be. But here's where most people fail, and I need you to really hear this. They do the affirmations for a week, and then something triggers them. Maybe someone doesn't respond to their text. Maybe they see their ex with someone new. Maybe they have a moment of doubt, and instantly they fall back into the old pattern. They start questioning. They start wondering. They start checking the 3D for proof that their desire is real. And in that moment, they've undone all the work. They've told themselves a new story. They've decided again that they're not chosen. You can't do that. You have to stay decided. When the doubt comes, and it will, you just acknowledge it and move on. You don't have to battle it. You don't have to analyze why it's there. You don't have to journal about it or post about it in manifestation communities. You just think the truth again and keep moving. They do want me, and that's what I know. That's it. Simple, clean, done. The only thing standing between you and being chased by someone desirable is your willingness to decide that's who you are and then actually live like it. Not perform like it, live like it. There's a difference. Living like it means when you're alone at 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, you're not spiraling about whether they like you. You're just knowing that they do. It means when you see them, you're not nervous or trying to impress them. You're just relaxed because you already know you're impressive. It means you're not checking signs. You're not analyzing their behavior. You're not trying to decode their messages. You're just being the person who's secure in being wanted. That's the only thing you need to manifest. Not a specific person, not specific words they'll say, not a specific timeline, just the assumption that you're the type of person who is always wanted. Build your entire reality on that one belief and watch how everything else aligns to match it. I hope this video helped you. I will meet you with another video soon. Happy manifesting.